Hey y'all, welcome to or back to Growth Rising. I'm Bird, and on this channel we just talk about all things dealing with astrology. So right now we're going to be talking about Mars and Scorpio, which Mars really likes Scorpio. Um so traditionally Mars is also the ruler of Scorpio. So the way that I look at it is I still look at Mars as Scorpio ruler as well as Pluto because I like to use them both. And they're like Scorpio's parents, I guess. That's kind of the way I look at it. But yeah, so if you go to Google and you type in free birth chart calculator, go to what is it? Astro Cafe and several other astrology websites. You can, type in your birthday, time, and place and get the picture of the sky when you were born. And you will see where your Mars is located. And most of the time, your Mars will be in that sign, even if it's not, even if you don't know the time of birth. But unless it's one of those days where Mars change signs, then you will want to know the time of birth because you'll know. You want to know if you're a Mars in Libra or Mars in Scorpio. Yeah, they're not the same. But also, so if you've done that and you see that you have Mars in Scorpio, for one, again, I will say Mars is happy, Mars is at home. And also, people with this placement, they like to challenge themselves, to do things that may seem impossible or that people may not expect them to do, or just even themselves, if they don't necessarily think they can do it, they want to challenge themselves so that they can do it, so they can prove themselves or whoever else wrong. Be like, hey, you know what? I actually did this and I did it pretty well. These people can definitely appear to be cool on the surface, cool, calm, and collected, but underneath they can be very, very hot. Like they might seem cool to you, but they don't want to let you see it just because, for one, with Scorpio placements, you have to work to see whatever is going on underneath the surface. Scorpio placements. I'm not sure if I said Scorpios, but anyway, so Scorpio placements, you have to work to see whatever is under the surface. And Scorpio placements like Mars and Scorpio can definitely read people. So they'll be able to know if you're somebody who's for them or not. And if you're not somebody who's for them, don't even expect for them to take down one brick of their wall for you because they're not gonna be, cool with you. And, that's okay. Just don't get in their way and bother them too much. It'll be fine. Um, because Scorpios for one are not too quick to let people in. Well, Mars and Scorpio are not quick to let people in because it's like this right here is a privilege to get to know what's going on underneath the surface. And they just have to, excuse me, like see you as worthy enough to get below the surface for like their surface. And these people are attracted to things that are forbidden. So we can even think about the whole Adam and Eve thing. Let's say Eve was a Scorpio, the whole thing like, hey, you want to try this fruit? Okay, I'll try the fruit because it's forbidden, Not saying that this is what happened. Just go ahead and put it out there, just using that as an example. Like she could have been like, you know what? This is something that is forbidden. I kind of like it. And, so on and so forth. But yeah, things that are not, that you're not meant to have or that you're not normally supposed to like, those may be the very main things that will attract you to whatever the thing is, because it's like, why am I not supposed to have it? Why am I not supposed to like it? Now that makes me like it even more because you're telling me I'm not supposed to. But yeah, and also Mars and Scorpio, They have a strong sexual drive. It's like, you know what? This is what I want and I want it now. Yeah. Excuse me. Scorpio Mars do not want to compromise. Like how Libra might want to see things from all sides, make sure everything is fair. Scorpio Mars is not like that. They want it their way, or else you can get going. Like, no compromising. If I say I want, something made a certain way or something done a certain way, or if I want something specific, or if I want this type of characteristic in a partner, it's like I'm not compromising on it. I'm going to get what I want because life is too short to not get what you want, you know? Also, Scorpio Mars will test people. There are some people who you may come across who may say certain things to you just to get your reaction to see how you will react. But these people also test themselves, like doing things that seem impossible or that may seem like it's hard for them to do. They want to do those things because it's like, hey, that gives me a challenge and I want to beat this challenge. But yeah, they also, try to get that same stuff from you, try to get a certain kind of response or reaction out of you to try to fill you out some to see, hey, can I trust this person? Can I really open up to this person? And they can also be manipulative, which, Scorpio is a water sign and water signs can be manipulative. But yeah, Scorpio definitely can. They can play mind games with you, having you think, that it was your idea when they first had to plant the seed and water it and put, a little sunlight on it just for it to start to grow and you start to think that the thought came from your head. So yeah, be careful of that. And Scorpio Mars knows that life is not fair. They're not going to be trying to keep things balanced. That's not them. They know that life is not fair and they're just going to play the game like they feel like everybody else will be playing it. Like, hey, you are not, doing X, Y, and Z, so why should I? If you're not going to be abiding by certain rules, I'm not either. Life isn't fair. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. I know the pops people would know where I'm coming from with it. um, Scorpio Mars also likes full body pleasure. So if you are in a relationship with one or have relations with one, know that they want to be pleased at every part of their body. Yes, from head to toe, they want to be pleased. And also, they don't kiss and tell. So if your sneaky link has a Scorpio Mars, they're not going to be too quick to be like, oh, yeah, me and this person right here, we hooked up or yada, yada, yada. No, because they don't want everybody in their business in the first place. But, it's like, this is what we do. This is something that's between us. And, they enjoy the act of sex, but for it to become like deeper, they got to get to know you deeper. And also they like intensity. So, being pretty intense kind of turns them on. So yeah, keep that in mind if you do have a partner, relations person or whatever that has a Mars and Scorpio. But yeah, so if you have this placement, I want to know what you did resonate with and what you feel like I maybe have left out. But yeah, have a good one.